The planet Mars has captured the imagination of children and adults for a great many years, but that's mainly due to this fella, the little green man. In the coming years there may yet be life on Mars, but will it be him or us? So if you're ready, explorers, let's go. Hey there, and welcome to Simple Home Science. My name's Chris, and on this channel we do experiments, demonstrations, and documentary style videos just like this one to help make science simple, fun, and educational for children of all ages. And if you're new to this channel and you want to join us on this journey, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything. So let's get to it, shall we? Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun and the second smallest planet in the solar system after Mercury, and the outermost of the four terrestrial planets. Mars orbits the Sun at a distance of approximately 228 million kilometers, which is 141 million miles. Mars orbits the Sun every 687 days and rotates on its axis every 24 hours and 39 minutes, so a day on Mars is almost identical to a day here on Earth. The Romans knew of 7 bright objects in the sky: the Sun, the Moon, and the 5 brightest planets: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Mars appears as an orange-red object in the night sky, and this led the Romans to naming the planet after their god of war, as the colour red is associated with war. This is mainly why Mars is often referred to as the red planet. The red appearance of Mars is due to the Martian surface being covered in dust and rocks rich in iron oxide, so the Martian surface is rusty. The planet measures 6,792 kilometers or 4,220 miles across. Mars is much smaller than Earth and has about 57% the diameter of our planet. Even though Mars is a lot smaller than Earth, our two planets are incredibly similar. Mars is tilted at 25 degrees, Earth tilted at 23.5 degrees, so Mars experiences seasons like we do: spring, summer, autumn, and winter, although the Martian seasons are a lot different than here on Earth, and a lot longer. The planet also has polar ice caps. In fact, Mars is the only planet in the solar system apart from Earth that has polar ice caps. The Martian polar ice caps are made primarily of frozen water, but during winter the temperature is so low that the carbon dioxide in the Martian atmosphere freezes and forms an additional layer of dry ice at the poles. Water is also frozen beneath the Martian surface in the polar regions as permafrost. Gravity on Mars is about 38% the gravity here on Earth, so it's much weaker. If you weigh 10 stone on Earth, you would only weigh 3.8 stone on Mars. Now that's a diet. On Mars, the average surface temperature is minus 63 degrees Celsius or minus 81 degrees Fahrenheit. During the summer months, the temperature can reach a maximum of 20 degrees Celsius, which is 70 degrees Fahrenheit. But in winter, the temperature can drop as low as minus 153 degrees Celsius or minus 243 degrees Fahrenheit at the poles, which is very cold indeed. These extremely cold temperatures are because Mars orbits much further out from the Sun than we do, and also Mars has a very thin atmosphere that is incapable of trapping heat from the Sun. The Martian atmosphere contains about 96% carbon dioxide, 2.7% nitrogen, as well as trace amounts of oxygen and argon. This atmosphere is 61 times thinner than the atmosphere here on Earth. Even though Mars is much smaller than Earth, the planet is not without interesting features. Around 4 billion years ago, the Mars we know today would have probably looked much different. Scientific evidence has found that the planet once had an oxygen-rich atmosphere, and oceans that covered roughly 19% of the Martian surface. There is also evidence of a global electromagnetic field similar to what we have protecting our planet. But what caused the electromagnetic field to disappear? Mars is much smaller than Earth, and so would have cooled much quicker after its formation. This could have led to the planet's core freezing up. Without a molten core, the planet would have been incapable of generating a magnetic field. The electromagnetic field protected Mars from the solar wind constantly generated by the Sun. With no protection, the solar wind stripped Mars of its once thick atmosphere. As the planet lost its atmosphere, it would have lost its oceans too, either freezing at the poles or evaporating out into space, leaving behind a dry, desolate, and barren world that we see today. The Martian surface is a treasure trove of features that make the red planet such a magnet for human exploration. Mars is home to the tallest mountain in the solar system. Olympus Mons is a giant shield volcano that is about 3 times as tall as Mount Everest. Another feature of the red planet is the Valles Marineris Canyon system that dominates the Martian surface just below its equator. The system runs east to west and stretches about 20% of the planet. Mars also experiences dust storms, the largest in the solar system. The orbit of Mars around the Sun is very elliptical, much more so than most of the other planets. This elliptical orbit is responsible for these storms, and they can cover the entire planet and can last for months at a time. Mars has 2 moons, called Phobos and Deimos. They are much smaller than most of the moons in our solar system. Phobos is the larger of the 2 moons, and orbits Mars about 6,000 kilometers above its surface. Phobos has an extremely fast orbit around the planet and orbits 3 times during a Martian day. With every orbit, Phobos is gradually spiraling towards the planet's surface, and within the next 50 million years, the small moon will either impact the surface or completely break apart from gravitational forces and form a ring system around the planet. The Red Planet has captured the imagination of humans for hundreds of years, and we have sent many missions to Mars. But Mars is a hard planet to reach with our current technology, and because of this, more than half of the missions sent to Mars have failed. Starting in 1960, we have sent spacecraft, probes and robots to explore and study the Red Planet, and many more missions are planned for the future. The next 20 to 30 years will be very exciting time as more and more missions are sent to Mars. There are plans for manned missions to Mars, with the possibility of creating a colony on the Martian surface, which received over 200,000 applications for the one-way trip. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, it really does help the channel out, and let me know in the comments below if you think there's life on Mars, or if there's life anywhere else in the solar system. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and click the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything. And until next time, see ya!
This is